Hello and welcome to today's lesson on exponential notation. Now let's review some important vocabulary words and terms that you will need to know for today's lesson. Standard notation, our most common way of representing whole numbers, integers, and decimals. Standard notation is base 10 place value numeration. For example, the standard notation for 3,621 looks like this. Exponential notation. This is a way of representing repeated multiplication by the same factor. For example, 2 to the power of 3 is exponential notation for 2 times 2 times 2. The exponent of 3 tells how many times the base 2 is used as a factor. Base. A number that is raised to a power. For example, in this one right here, the base is 3. Exponent. A small raised number used in exponential notation to tell how many times the base is used as a factor. For example, using this number again right here, in 3 to the power of 4, the base is 3 and the exponent is 4. So that means that we would multiply 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like the exponent indicates. Another word for exponent is power. Now let's talk a little bit about exponential notation. On the left side of this chart, I have listed some different numbers that are already written in exponential notation. We have 3 to the 5th, 4 to the 3rd, 9 to the 3rd, and 5 to the 4th. We're going to work with these numbers and kind of tear them apart before we write our standard notation. The base of this first number, 3 to the 5th, is 3 because it's the biggest number and it's the factor that's going to be repeated and multiplied by itself to find our standard notation. The exponent is 5. Remember, this is the number that tells us how many times we're going to multiply 3 by itself. Repeated factors are 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. You'll notice that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3's in there because our exponent is 5. When I multiply 3 by itself 5 times, I come up with the standard notation of 243. Keep in mind when you're working with exponents that 3 to the 5th power does not mean 3 times 5. It means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which are two totally different answers. 3 times 5 would give you a standard notation of 15. 3 to the power of 5 gives you a standard notation of 243. Our next exponential notation is 4 to the power of 3. Our base is 4 and our exponent is 3. Repeated factors are 4 times 4 times 4. Our standard notation is going to be 64 because 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. The next number we have is 9 to the power of 3. Our base is 9. Our exponent is 3. Our repeated factors are 9 times 9 times 9. And the standard notation is going to be 729 because 9 times 9 times 9 is 729. 5 to the power of 4 is our final problem for today. The base in this number is 5. 4 is our exponent. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 are our repeated factors. And when we multiply 5 times itself 4 times, we come up with an answer of 625. Here is your practice problem of the day. Using the exponential notation of 4 to the power of 6, find this number's base, exponent, repeated factors, and finally the standard notation. Good luck!